Did you know there used to be a time when our women cared about their appearance? Not that they don't now. Things were just different. Cared about their appearance from the sense or standpoint that women many years ago didn't want to bear all or almost all as it relates to their bodies. It was something that was sacred once upon a time. At least it was in the 60s and 70s when I was coming up, in the 80s even. Women, for the most part, cared about their appearance from the standpoint that if their button was open on a blouse and they noticed it, they'd close it. Or if they were wearing a dress or a skirt and a slip underneath, and the slip had come down beneath the lower edge of the dress or skirt, and you would tell a woman, and I know this from experience, I witnessed this and I've even said this to women, "Excuse me, ma'am, your slip is hanging." She said, "Oh, thank you." And she'd go off and she'd adjust her clothing because that was part of her undergarments being exposed. There was a time when a woman could be wearing pants or jeans and she'd bend over and her panty line would be showing and she'd make an adjustment. Or pants started to slide down a little bit if she had on some flexible types of pants, or maybe tights even back then. She'd pull them up. But she cared about how she looked. Women did always realize that they were the feminine sort, so they would show a little cleavage back in the day, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. But they only went so far, not to mean that there were not women who would go risque, if you will, go overboard, but that was not the norm for most women to do. Most women, from my experience during the time that I was coming up, didn't want you to see their breast. And they wore loosely fitting clothes, not bags, not canvas bags and things of this sort, not giant clothing. But for the most part, women cared about how they looked physically. Hair was always done. Some of them would wear makeup modestly, little rouge, some eyeliner, lip liner even. But they were pretty good at managing it. But as far as the body was concerned, women during the day that I was coming up would wear bikinis, and there were bathing suits. But bathing suits were not uncommon. That's a full-length bathing suit, or if you want to call it a bikini. Bikini is the top and the bottom for the most part. But women wore bathing suits and had no qualms about it, had no issue wearing a bathing suit back then. Covered their whole body for the most part, and they still enjoyed the beach, or still enjoyed the summer in the swimming pool and so forth. But times have changed. Times have changed drastically. Boy, how times changed. Now you have these days of the internet, these days of so-called modern women, if you will. A lot of them, especially the generation now and the one before, they wear almost nothing. When the tights became popular, they got tighter and tighter. Skinny jeans got tighter and tighter. You could see the crevice of a woman's vagina even more. The crevice of a woman's behind because of fashion, if you will. And then some of the jeans are low-riding jeans where you can see the crack of women's behind sometimes, or you see that they have a thong on. Whatever happened to the principles and or the standards that women used to hold? Why haven't the older generation of women passed down this knowledge to the generations that we are witnessing now? What happened? You see women wearing see-through tops on the street, see-through pants, tights, and bottoms, where you can actually see through the outfit that they're wearing, and you can see the nipples of their breast, or you can see through the pants that they're wearing, and you can see that they have a thong and what color it is. And some women nowadays don't even wear panties at all. What has happened, ladies and gentlemen? Am I beating up on women? No, I'm not. I'm just saying times have changed. And these women seemingly don't care. They don't care if they're sexually exploited or they exploit themselves. They don't. Now, we know prostitutes do exist. We knew, or we do know, I should say, that there are porn sites and porn videos and porn magazines that exist. But a lot of these women that are not in that industry or those industries, you almost can't tell the difference when you see the women on the street. This video is nothing more than a brief expose, if you will, of what women look like today or dress like today as it relates to what they wear. Bikinis. I didn't go too far. I could have went very far. I could have made this a much longer video. But I just wanted to remind us what we used to be and show you what we are today. Not me, but our women. What they have become. Some of them, that is, not all women. Thank God for those women that are still decent. Thank God for those women who do still have some respect for their bodies and don't want to reveal virtually almost all of their bodies. Thank God for those people, those women. But I feel sorry for some of these women who are exposing almost all of them for the whole world to see. These are wives. Some of them are single women. Some of them are the daughters of moms and dads. Your aunties. Your cousins. It's not a good thing. I don't have a heaven or a hell to put anyone in. I'm not judging anyone, but I am saying this, that there should be some grounds for standards in your life. There should be some kind of filter where you say, I won't go that far. Some people don't, women more specifically, which is what this topic is about, women and how they look physically, how they dress physically. There must be some kind of standard. There must be someone, some older generation of women, maybe even present generation of women, to reach out and say, hey, honey, you don't have to dress like that. You are already pretty. You are already beautiful. Do you know what type of people, what type of men you are attracting by dressing that way? Is this what you want? Unfortunately, some do. Some feel like they've never been loved. Some feel like, hey, this is the only way I can get a man. This is the only way I can get a certain type of attention. I have to dress like this. Poor and low self-esteem. Some of them may have been abused when they were younger at some point, and this is what they know. This is what they think they have to do. I just wanted to get you to think, and I just want you also to let me know if you know someone like this. Is it your child? Is it your daughter? Is it your sister who is all out there? It's not a good thing. I'm almost stuck for words. I could do a podcast and I can sit down with some people on the panel and I can talk about this, I may do it sometime in the future. But right now, I'm just kind of hesitating here because I have daughters and granddaughters. You know, this is unacceptable with me. And my children, my grandchildren, and my daughters know better than to dress like that around me. If they do it, then I'm not aware of it. Because that's not what I believe in. That's not what I stand for. Tell me what you think about women that dress almost naked. How far can a woman go until she's naked? That's the title of my subject here. So, I've left a link to my blog so that you can tune in and look at my little insert. Just let me know what you think. And I'll respond to you. But keep it clean. And thank you.